Hi guys, and welcome to my new video, the last 5 books I read. I know that on BookTube it's pretty standard that people just do a monthly wrap up, but that's not really going to work for me because some months I just don't get a lot of reading done because of I have a lot of other things which I have to do. And some months I might get like lots of reading done. It just depends on how everything else in my life is going. So it just feels weird for me to do a monthly wrap up when I might only have 1 or 2 books to talk about some months, and some months I might have a lot more. So I've decided how I'm going to do things is I'm just going to do every time I've finished 5 new books, then I'm just filming the last 5 books I've read video. So this is my very first one, and I'm going to start with the book which I read the furthest long ago. That totally makes sense. Which was All the Rage by Courtney Summers. I actually found out about this book because of BookTube. I can't remember which BookTuber mentioned it, but basically it's quite heavy material. It is YA. But trigger warning, it's about a girl who is raped, and she's kind of from like the wrong side of town. You know, her dad is you know, notorious in the town for being a bit of a drunk, and basically nobody believes, you know, her side of the story. And then a girl goes missing, and it's like all this stuff happens, and it's really, really good, and I really enjoyed this book. And although I don't think it was perfect, it's not a perfect book, I feel like it was a really good book. And the reason for that is because I felt something. And I feel like any book, even if it's not a perfect book, if I feel something, then I really feel like that book has done its job. And I feel like any book that can create feeling in a person, you know, no matter what flaws that book has, then I feel like it deserves a good rating. And I would say I would give this maybe a 4 out of 5 stars. It's not a perfect book, and it's definitely not like a happy ending book, but it's not like, you know, I feel like it's a realistic book, and it's a realistic take on what these situations are like. And anyone who has been in a similar situation to what the main character of this book was in will definitely find this book really kind of impactful on them, because it's so realistic. I feel like, yeah, it realistically portrays, you know, sexual assaults and how the victim feels about it. And I loved the main character in this book, you know, because she wasn't a victim. I mean, horrible things had happened to her, and horrible, unfair things were happening to her every day, the way people were treating her. But in her mind, she didn't feel like a victim, and that can be what that feels like. And I just thought she was a great character. Yeah, the book, I mean, look, it made me think, it made me feel, and yeah, I'd give it a 4 out of 5. Okay, the next book I read was Pretty Baby by Mary Kubica, and Mary Kubica, I think, only has maybe 3 or 4 books out. I think this was either the 2nd or the 3rd. And she's just massive now. Like, she has just taken off. A Good Girl, I think, was her first, and that was massive. I also own that, although I haven't read it. This was the first one that I've read by her. It's a thriller. It's about a woman who's very a generous woman, very charitable, and she sees a girl one day at a train station in the rain with a baby, and she decides to take her in. And look after the girl and the baby. But there's so much more to it. It's very much a psychological thriller, and it was told from different perspectives from present and past. So it was told really well, and so you kind of find out little things along the way, but not everything is kind of revealed until the very end. And yeah, it was very, yeah, I think it had a lot of the elements which I look for in a thriller, and it kept me want to keep reading. The next book that I read, another super, super popular book, was Outlander. Outlander, everybody knows what Outlander is about, so do I really even need to go into that one? I read this because I watched the TV show. So normally it's the other way around for me with books. Normally I would read a book before I would ever watch a TV show or movie, but I just happened to watch the TV show because, to be honest, I never really saw myself picking these books up. But then I watched the first season of Outlander and I was like, I love it. I must read the books because they'll obviously be better, and then I get to read the whole series and not have to wait for more TV seasons to come out. And yeah, it was really fantastic. It deserves all the praise that it gets. It's definitely an awesome book, awesome characters, great premise. It's just really long, like, and they're all this long, and I get why they have to be because a lot happens, and, you know, she's a really good author and very descriptive, and I really like that, but at the same time, like, it's, even though I'm enjoying reading it, it just takes a long time, so I probably won't pick up the next one for a little while because I want to read other stuff in between. But the next one I read after that, I actually listened to on audiobook, and again, another super, super popular one. It was Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I wanted to listen to this book or read it because I was meant to go see the movie with my friend the day it came out. That didn't end up happening, but I was like determined to have read the book before I saw the movie, so I kind of just quickly downloaded it on Audible and listened to it, and I really loved it. Again, like, it was great. It was like, it made me cry. I loved the characters. I thought, again, it was like such a realistic take on the situation, and even though, like, I was mad at the end of the book, I was like so mad at the ending, but like I totally got it. Like, I got why the ending happened, but it made me cry, and I cried for like so long. Actually, I cried for like an hour when I finished this book, which is like, I don't really cry that often. I think I've only cried from like 3 books maybe in my whole life, and this was one of them. So there you go. That says something. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that I read it. Okay, the next book that I read was briefly mentioned in my last video, and that is Archangel by Sharon Shin. And basically it's about this world where there's angels, and like literal angels with wings, and they kind of like rule the world, and they rule the different areas. And then there's this one angel who is about to become the Archangel, who's like obviously like the head angel, but to become the Archangel, he has to marry a woman who like the god has chosen for her, which is this woman Rachel. And he's got to go find her and then like convince her to marry him. And so it sounds like a romance, and you would think it's a romance, but this is definitely not a romance book. There's like not really, I would say there's no romance in it actually. Like, I would say like there's like, it's not even like, I don't even feel like it's a subplot. I felt nothing between the two main characters. There was nothing between those two, and like, if spoiler, the main character, like the couple who the romance is meant to be between, like, they don't even kiss until the very end of the book. Like, they kiss, and that's all that ever happens is a kiss. And before that, the whole time through the book, they're not even, like, in the same place most of the book. Like, they're not even in together. They're, like, in separate parts of the world doing other things. So it's just, like, it's not a romance. So it's just, that's the first thing that pissed me off about this book, is, like, that it's clearly says that, like, you know, I mean, if you read that synopsis, you'd be like, oh, it's a romance, but it's not a romance, and, like, I would be cool with that. I would be totally cool if it wasn't a romance, if there was other stuff going on, but to be honest, there wasn't much going on in the whole book. Like, nothing happens in this book, and I'm not even joking, like, nothing happens. What happens? Nothing. Like, I can't even tell you any, like, main events that happen in this book. Like, what I did like about the book was it's written really well. Like, she's quite a good writer, and like the music kind of singing and music plays a large part of this world. Like, it's very important, and I kind of liked how she described music and those kind of parts of the book, but I just think nothing happened. There was no action. And like, I'm not even joking, this is like another semi-spoiler. But, like, there was kind of, like, a build-up to, like, there was gonna be something big that happens. Like, obviously, there's, like, you know, the main antagonist. And, like, this whole time, they're building up the main antagonist. And you think, oh, something's gonna happen. And something does kind of happen. At the end of the book, something kind of does happen. But I'm not joking. Like, this is in no way an exaggeration. Like, the bit with where the main antagonist is taken out is literally like, it's like half a page, it's like that much, and then that happens, and then it's not addressed. It's just like da-da-da-da-da, build up, build up, build up, and then it was like half a paragraph, and then like boom, 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 everything's happened, gone, and then the main character's just like completely gone with like whatever they were doing. Like, it was just fucking ridiculous. Like, I actually was like, as I was reading it, I was just like, oh, you're kidding me. Like, I just read this whole book and like, did you just do that? Like, did you just do that to me? I was actually like angry, and then there was still like a little bit of the book to go. So I skimmed over the last chapter because I wanted to see if she salvaged the story any bit, but it just kind of got worse. Like, it just got boringer, and yeah, I'm not impressed with this book at all. Like, I was really disappointed. I was expecting a lot more. I was expecting something. And all I can say, the only good things I can say about this book is like, the world seems like a good concept, but she didn't really work with it. She didn't build on it. There was all these little hints of like that it might be secretly like set in the future really far, but then she doesn't act on any of them. You never find out anything about that. And the characters were just, yeah, not great. The writing was well done. It was quite good writing, but again, like, it's like, you can be a good writer, but if you're not writing about a good story, then what's the point? And I do know this is actually a series, although I think they kind of can be read as standalone novels, so I don't think that these characters are in the next books, but there's no way that I'm picking up the next books anyway, because, like, I wasn't impressed with that one. So I was really disappointed, because I was really, for some reason, I was really looking forward to this book. It sounded like a really good concept, but oh well. Anyway, those are the last 5 books that I read. So when I finish the next 5, I'll be doing another last 5 books I read video. Anyway, I'm filming upstairs in my bedroom today because I wanted to change from downstairs. I haven't really decided on where I'm going to be filming my videos, like, permanently. I've just been filming on my laptop. I do have a DSLR, which I will set up eventually when I've decided kind of on where I'm going to actually film. I have my bookshelves all prettily set up in my spare bedroom. Unfortunately, it's like really dark. It's like a little cave in there. So it's just, unless I buy lights, which I don't plan on doing yet, then I can't film in front of my bookshelves. So I don't look as cool as all the other booktubers right now, but that's okay. Maybe we'll end up filming them there one day. Anyway, that's my video for today. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.